Hey everybody, it's Jenny. I'm sorry it's been a while since I've posted a video up. It's been a rather busy holiday season, and the holiday season for me and my family does not end until January 6th. So it's been quite hectic, especially having to celebrate between two families. But here I am, and today I am doing a first impression of the Sour Blast palette by Bombshell Cosmetica. Now, it took a while for me to receive this palette. I'm not quite sure what happened, and I didn't really get a response from the company when I asked what was going on. But at least it arrived, as well as the other two eyeshadow palettes in the pre-order collection. For those of you who have not yet seen the inside of this palette, now you can see why I wanted this one so badly. I'm really hoping that these shades perform true to color because they are gorgeous looking. Because a lot of these shades are a little bit darker, I will be using two other eyeshadow palettes in conjunction with this one, which is pretty much how I do my makeup off camera anyway. With that, I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes and let's get started. To start off with, I'm using my Pinky Rose Runway palette because I love this palette. The mattes in here all perform very nicely. I'm going in with this shade as a transition shade for that really dark green that's in the Sour Blast palette. Now I'm taking my NYX Ultimate Brights palette and going in with this vibrant green shade in the corner over here. I'm just taking a clean blending brush to blend out all the harshness in that before I get started with the Sour Blast palette. Now I am taking Lollipop and adding that into the outer corner. That shade's definitely pigmented. I'm going to add a little bit more before I blend that out. I'm thinking I may also apply this on the outer portion of the lid as well because I do like this shade. I'm going to add a little bit more of that Lollipop shade onto the outer portion of the lid now, just to see how that looks. I do think that this shade has blended pretty well, so let's see how it blends with some of the shimmers. I think it's safe to say I really like that green shade. So to keep on with the green look, I'm going in with the shade Lime on the lid. All right, I find that to be a very, very pretty lime shade. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to set this one with any setting spray and foil it. I like it as it is. Yeah, I like this. I like this one so far. I'm really loving this palette. I'm going to go in with the shade Frosty to see if I can blend that in with the shade Lime. I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup and then come back to do the lower lash line and try some more of those matte eyeshadows on the lower lash line just to see how they perform, because so far those 3 shades I've tried I really, really enjoy. Now, to really get a feel for whether or not I like this palette and how it performs, I'm going to go in with 2 more matte shades on the lower lash line. Because I love the way green and pink go together, I'm going in with the shade Gummy and then following that up with the shade Bananas. Of course, I ended up sinking my finger into the shade Sugar Rush accidentally. So what I can tell you is that shade looks to be pretty pigmented as well, and it was rather soft. Let's get on with the lower lash line. I'm going to add the shade Bananas before I clean that up over there. I'm just taking the shade Frosty now into the inner corner and a little bit onto the lower portion of the lower lash line just to sort of tie everything together. Since I am shooting in natural light again, the light is changing on me. Therefore, I can't really do any of the brush swatches, at least not right now. So let me go ahead and give you my final thoughts on this palette before we wrap up this video. So despite the little snag in getting this palette to my doorstep, I really, really love this palette. I'm trying to find the words for this because this doesn't really happen to me very often, where I find a palette that I like and I like every single shade that I try. The last time that happened to me was the Be Perfect palette, the Carnival one. So I'm really looking forward to trying out the other eyeshadows in here to see if they're just as pigmented, if they're super blendable, because so far I don't have a negative thing to say about this palette. It's kind of like that Profusion palette that I tried just in the last video. Go and check it out up here if you haven't seen it yet. I am super, super impressed. Now, since I did pick up the other 2 eyeshadow palettes from this pre-order collection, do let me know in the comments down below if you want to see me do a first impression of those 2 or not. And try to let me know soon, because if I don't hear any feedback saying that you really want to see a first impression of that, I probably will go ahead and try those and then maybe do a review instead of a first impression. So let me know. Since there really isn't too much else that I can say about this, I don't have anything critical to say. I guess go ahead and let me know if you've tried anything by Bombshell Cosmetica, or if you've picked up these pre-order palettes, and tell me what you think, because I'd love to know if anybody else has had bad experiences in getting the palettes to them, or if you've had really great customer service from Bombshell Cosmetica, because I know little snags happen from time to time, and it may not have even been their fault, because the post office sometimes doesn't deliver the packages on time. So let me know, because I'd love to know. Until next time, guys,